Thanks for coming back to our channel. I wanted to just give you a quick update about the type of content we are planning on this channel, of which this very video is as an example. We're wanting to present Romania in a very realistic sense, so not the kind of hyperbole you'll expect from the Western tabloid media, and also not any, no comparisons of Romanian ski resorts being like Austrian ski resorts or anything like that, because both are wrong. Romania has an awful lot of good stuff going for it, and it's very badly misrepresented in the press. There's much more bad stuff written about Romania than good stuff, and I personally find it deeply unfair, having lived here and having a good understanding of what it is like to live here compared with the UK, where I'm from. I've been out here 20 years now, so I have a good idea of what I'm talking about. Anyway, we'll present the pros and cons, the people, the places, cost of living, this kind of stuff, cost of building a property, the amount of paperwork involved in building a property, which might well surprise you to know is way simpler than Western countries. So if you want to live remotely somewhere and you just want to be left in peace, you can get set up and build a property here really easily compared with the Western country. Surprisingly, you've got really good internet coverage in most of the countryside as well, which is people don't realise this, so it's great if you want to have a nice quiet hideaway to work online and such things. Anyway, you get the idea. So have a look at this video that's coming up now, and please, in the comments, if you have any specific questions or ideas about the type of content you'd like or things you'd like us to go and look at, please put it all in the comments. Also questions, specific questions you've got, and obviously the usual like, subscribe, share, etc. That's all very much appreciated. We want to try and do this full time, so all input is appreciated. So we've got that car out of the way. Yeah, what's really interesting is that since this whole pandemic situation, a lot of people got stranded in the cities, like locked down, and were like, I mean, if you've been to Bucharest, there's a lot of small apartments, so it's one thing being locked down in the countryside, which isn't really possible to enforce in any meaningful way, and actually be told to stay in your block. So I mean, that's like putting 3 people under house arrest. So obviously a lot of people got very upset with that, and don't want to get caught a second time. This is some chap out getting his firewood here. Didn't want to get caught a second time, so they've just decided to either get a small place in the countryside or just move to the countryside. Also, loads of people have had to work from home, and it's clear that a lot of those people, having worked from home and realised they can work from home, think, well, why should I ever go back to an office? There's a significant number of people who are thinking like that as well, from what I can see. So I think there's going to be a whole a kind of exodus from the cities. This has gone properly off-road now, so I'm not sure how many people are living up here, but we'll see. I think there'll be an exodus from the cities, and there'll be more and more demand for little places in the rural countryside. There's a nice little stream here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Oh, we're actually going to drive along it. So this is a small. This is just water running down from the hills here, but also it's a road as well. This is yeah, pretty, but I don't know what would likely to be for sale up here, or if there's going to be any houses. There's a dude with a cow here. That's pretty rural. a bit further up here and see what's up here. But this is very typical Romanian countryside, and most of this you can just drive around and use if you want to have a picnic or something like that. This will just be belong to the forestry agency or be private land, I don't know. This is really pretty actually up here. This is really funny because I don't live very far from where we are now, but I've never driven up some of these roads. It's only since I've started doing this channel that I've explored all over Romania, but not my local area. And this is rather cool up here. In fact, I think we might have to get the drone out. Yeah, this is amazing. Look, so we've come up here because we had the drone out. We're using the drone to see what's around us, and this is someone's little farm up here.
I think it's the Shepherd's place.
The Shepherd's place, yeah.
Yeah, because I see some sheep.
Do you want to go and talk to them?
Sure.
You're right going to talk to them?
Of course I am.
Every time I come to something like this, I think of that movie Deliverance. Have you seen the movie Deliverance?
No, not actually.
It's about some city guys who go into the mountains in America somewhere, and then they get kidnapped and shot up. There's a shepherd down there. Look.
Yeah.
Go and say hi to him. Say, can we have a chat with him? So, this shepherd, we couldn't get him on camera. Well, we didn't want to get him on camera because he wasn't overly friendly immediately, but actually he was really nice. He just took a little while to warm to us. He was wondering what we were doing driving around up there. I guess he doesn't have many visitors. Anyway, it was kind of interesting because he said that there were several other guys up there grazing their sheep, but over the years they've all gone, and he's the last one up there because these people get factory jobs, or their kids move away and they just get old and can't do this stuff anymore. And it's a great shame really when you hear the stories firsthand. He just said it's not profitable to do it. He's doing it because he enjoys doing it, and you know, he gets some products for himself out of it. But you can understand why people stop doing it, because they can't compete with the supermarkets. Of course, then you end up with a completely centralised food chain and people not being able to look after themselves. Anyway, we're going to try and come back and interview the guy, see if he can help us look for some properties up there. Someone told me there was a bunch of people building houses up here. Look, that's someone's just got a caravan and built a little shelter over it, and they'll build a house there in time. But they're up and running with somewhere to live very cheaply, very quickly. So that's the thing that you can do. Exactly. If you buy a plot of land here, you can easily put some kind of temporary building up to live in. I'm pretty sure you can't do that in a lot of places in Europe. You know, you can only come to the building site, work, and then go. Here you can just, you know, you can take as long as you want to build a place. Anyway, these are the kind of places we'll be exploring and looking for whatever we can find for sale, like bits of land or little old houses, that kind of stuff. Which way was it?
I think it's left.
Left. We're getting towards the end of this road now. This has turned into kind of a dirt track. Now you're not going to be able to live somewhere here without a 4x4. Yeah, so there's no street here at this point. We're just gravel and dirt. But there's enough people living up here that this road will be maintained well enough that if you've got 4x4, you're fine. Yeah, and that's the end of it. There you go. There was another house further up, but I'm not going to drive. I can't get up there easily. You have to drive up the stream to get to that one. I don't fancy that level of off-road at the moment. It's quite interesting what those people are doing with the caravans, because I've seen that quite a lot. People buy a caravan, stick all their stuff in it, buy a bit of land, fence it off, get electricity, you know, get a solar water heater and internet, and then you're away. You just build a little shelter over it, and you've got a livable house for, you know, I guess you could do that for 6,000 or 7,000 euros to get started if you get an older caravan. Build some sort of roof over it so it protects it from the weather properly. You've got a base to start building a house from. That's way better than getting a mortgage. Oh look, there's a little house up there. So look, I guess someone has... I'm trying to turn the car around so the camera can go. Look, that's an old little cottage that someone's built on the hillside there. That'll be old days. Looks like it's got a shingle roof on it, like wooden roof tiles. But the fence around this place has been done recently. So the fence along the front here has been done recently. So someone will have bought that and with a plan to build on it. That's the typical kind of thing we'd be looking for, and we'll be presenting on our channel. Ask these guys if they've got internet, what the internet speed is here. Do they have internet up here?
Salut! Lucrați la internet? E internet pe aici?
Da.
Și cam cât de rapid e? Ce viteză are?
Până la 1000.
Până la 1000? E prin fibră optică?
Da, da, fibră.
Până la router, presupun.
Da.
Super, mersi frumos! Salut!
Don't tell me he said 1 meg fiber.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, we're like this is hilarious. I find this hilarious because I talk to my mates in England, and they complain about not being able to get fast internet when they're not in anywhere near as rural as this, right? This is kind of quite rural Romania, and they've got 1 meg fiber up here. So, you know, not only have you got fast internet, you've got super broadband internet. You can watch HD TV on that. That's really cool. So someone's invested a bit of money here. We've actually found the right road to find the buildings, which is always useful. Someone's invested a bit of money here because they've actually tarmacked the road. And I guess these are the houses that are being built up here. Interesting little thing. This isn't the no, these are old houses. It's up here.
We should go all the way up and see.
Well, yeah, well, let's go up and turn around and come back and speak to these guys. Look, here they go. Those are the guys we were looking at on the roof. You can go and speak to them. So just go and ask them if they're being built for sale and who we speak to. What do they say?
They are for sale actually.
Oh, cool.
They have some more around this area.
So what are these?
They will give me a phone number. They are just workers.
They're just workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant. Good job. So we came across these houses, and this chap is just a small local builder he seems to have got a few of these projects on the go. They weren't amazing quality houses, but they weren't junk either. They were, I would say, they're okay, average kind of houses. These ones, I think he wanted about 65,000 euros, but that was without them being fully finished. And obviously, depending on what level of quality of finishing you want inside, furnishings and whatever, you know, that can affect the price quite a lot. So these didn't have a bathroom or a kitchen, so you could probably add another 10 grand for that, I would think. So let's say 75-80k euros, that is, not pounds, euros. And they're near to a town, supermarket, all that kind of thing. So compared with Western standards, that is pretty cheap. But obviously you can go a lot cheaper if you're buying something second hand and more remote. Anyway, we thought we'd include these in the video because they were just typical of what you can find if you look around a bit. I mean, we found those in a day. What was really interesting, he's selling them pretty quickly since the pandemic. He said he's getting a lot of interest and finding it fairly easy to sell houses because so many people are getting interested about moving out of the city. These are a couple of houses that we found that are fairly close to each other, near, again, not far from very far from where I live, but nearer towards the mountains, about half an hour away. This one is an old house. I think it's been used mainly as a holiday home. Quite interesting. They weren't very clear about the price. I got the feeling 40,000 euros, something like that, was what they wanted. That's pretty good value for money for what it is. It needs some work and needs some tidying up, but it's in a good enough shape that it could be used. It could be used straight away. So that would be an easy deal to do. They were ready to sell it and wanted to be out of it. I think the people had left the country or were leaving the country, or they'd moved to another city, something like that. So they just, you know, it's ready to go, that one. This other house was a newer house. Couldn't get a clear answer on the price. I suspect they want too much for it for what it is. But it is a modern house, so it's pretty basic and square looking and boring, but again, interesting location. Quite easy to find things like this. More difficult to find houses with some kind of character, you know. Right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you've got any questions, for example, any information you want about those properties, because some of those are actually for sale, or any other questions about what we're doing, anything you want us to go and look at or report back on, just put all that in the comments, and we'll respond to you quickly. Also, if you can share this video or like it and even subscribe to our channel, that's all very much appreciated. Thanks very much, and bye for now.